All right, guys. Well, I'm going to walk you through some books that I believe every entrepreneur should read. These books are going to be a wide variety of books because some of them have nothing to do with selling online, but the principles in them are really, really important for being an entrepreneur and selling online. Number one, this book never would have been relevant to me in the early days of selling on Amazon, but today it's extremely relevant because we wanted to scale our Amazon stores. We didn't just start with, well, we did start with one Amazon store, but we didn't stay with that. We continued to grow and add on more stores for multiple reasons. One, to differentiate ourselves in case one got shot down. Two, because of business opportunities and partnerships with other people who we met. And so we had multiple people from different Amazon stores that we work with and our own Amazon stores and ones that we partially own. And then we started doing coaching, and then we started doing more and more eBay stuff and other e-commerce stores, and just kind of grew from there. Then we started doing real estate investing at the early part of that, and then that continued to grow. So all that to say, we had to get to a point where we could manage our time well, and our time was limited. And today it's still limited, but it's getting better. So this book right here is an awesome book. In fact, one of you guys recommended this book to me, and I want to thank you for it. It's by Verne Harnish, and it's called Scaling Up. And what's interesting about this book, the number one advice that most it compares companies who die and companies who keep growing. So a lot of companies, they get fat and they get sated and they get full of themselves and they have a bunch of political BS and they don't get anywhere, they don't grow. This book teaches you how not to do that. It teaches you how to keep growing. And one of the most important pieces of advice it gave is it said the companies that kept growing put a lot of time and money into marketing. So once they had a product that was stellar, they focused on marketing. They realized this is really important. If you want to grow your business, you have to market. People need to know about it. And it made me think a lot about PPC ads on Amazon. PPC ads have become so important. I would say it is 60 to 70% responsible for the sales of our products within the first 6 months. The majority of our sales are going to come from that. And I don't mean the sales coming just from PPC, but the point of PPC is to rank your product so that it is selling organically. Do you understand what I mean? Let me put it this way. Imagine that you came out with a new dog collar and you're going to advertise it. People aren't going to buy it if they don't know about it. They need to see it. So you put money into an advertising campaign, it shows up in radio ads, TV ads, social media, magazine ads, billboards, and people start buying these pet collars. Now, after a while, you don't have to spend as much on advertising because people know about it, they know your brand, and now they're gonna buy it organically because someone told them about it, not because they saw it in an ad. The same thing works with PPC. Once it's running well, it begins to rank your products for you organically on its own. And so that's why these companies talk so much in this book about scaling. And if you want to scale, you need to put time into marketing. That includes eBay, that includes Instagram, that includes your funnels for your e-commerce stores, that includes so many things. If you want to grow, then you need money and time to be put into marketing so people know about you. But this book, what it does is it shows you how to put your money and resources in a way that allows you to keep growing bigger. An interview, you're going to see it comes out either tonight or tomorrow morning. It's with one of our own warriors. His name is Dory Barr. He is at over 2,000 revenue a week now at 30% profit margin. So he's making $600 profit a week. He's doing $2,400 a month profit. Okay, this is after just doing one tweak on his product, and it's kind of cool because he only spends 2 hours a week now. That means he makes $300 an hour. I want you to just think about that for a minute. This just one time student makes $300 an hour. How would you like to have a job where you work 2 hours a week and you make $300 for each of those hours? I mean, that's so awesome, right? But you know what he said? He said, my biggest problem, Seth, was not how to make money on Amazon. It's what do I do with the money now that I have it? How do I scale? This book is good. It's not about Amazon, but the principles will teach you how to run a business. It'll teach you how to be an entrepreneur, how to grow. I love the book. All right, next book. Now this one, you guys are gonna like, why in the world is Seth reading this book? Well, let me explain why. It's called Venture Deals. This one was actually recommended to me by Bob Rogers, who's one of the founders of AmazeHow. I got to meet the founders of Amazao at the summit. And by the way, guys, in 2019, we have a summit coming up. It's going to be in Los Angeles. We're super excited about that. It's going to be in February or March. Opportunity to meet some of these really heavy hitters when it comes to the world of Amazon. I cannot tell you how valuable it is to meet these people in person and talk to them. It's amazing. So Bob Rogers recommended this book, Venture Deals. And even though this book, again, it's not directly about Amazon, it's how to understand venture capitalism. For those of you guys who are more wealthy, you understand this thought will come into your mind often. You'll think, okay, I have this large chunk of money sitting here from this Amazon store. This is from real estate. This is from training. What do I do with this money? What's the best thing to do with it? And it's a really wonderful place to be because you have enough money now where you get to, your stress is about where do I put my money? And I'm not saying that to sound all arrogant or badass, but it's you have to work to get there. But it's a hard question. You need to understand how to invest. And my hope is that many of our lifetime members will invest with me in companies. That's one of my dreams. That together we can invest in a company that isn't just making great money, but that's changing the world, that has a cause that we believe in. That is one of my biggest dreams. I would love to partner up with some of our lifetime members in Just One Dime and do this kind of stuff with them. All right, next book. This book is lacking the cover because I've read it like 3 times now and I lost the cover. So I'll show you this part. It's called, can you see it right there? The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. If you work, here you can see his name, hopefully that's reading correctly for you. If you work with a team, you have got to read this book. You've got to read this book. This book is so, oh my goodness, you guys, and it's so well written. This book, I mean, it'll get up in your business, guys, right there. I absolutely love this book. This is one of my favorite books. This has made me so much better at working with people, working with Josiah, my business partner, working with family members. As you guys know, our whole family is very involved in entrepreneurialism. I need to understand how do I be a husband that loves his wife? How do I be a father that leads his family and serves them and that balances and has the right balance, and I put that in quotes because you guys know I don't even believe in balance, of work and play. How do you do that? How do you work with a team of people in a company when you have staff, you have coaches, you have some people with a ton of experience, some people with little experience but high character? How do you do that? This book, the principles are so good, you guys. I'm telling you, get Patrick Lencioni's book. It's told like a narrative story. So basically, in a nutshell, this lady, she comes in and she takes over the company as the new CEO, and it walks you through all the problems she runs into. Like there's this one British dude, nothing against British people at all, you guys know I love you, but he's super arrogant and stuffy, and he won't work with her at all, and he's always criticizing her. And it's like, how does she handle that? What do you do? She's the CEO. Does she fire his butt? Does she talk to him? Does she confront him? And then you have someone else who is sort of like and again, nothing against millennials, but a millennial attitude, rolling their eyes, whatever, the world revolves around me. How do you work with someone like that? And this lady's over branding. And it talks about how she manages those relationships, and she takes the whole team on a retreat, and everyone's going, guys, we need to work on the building the company. We're not making enough money. She goes, guys, we won't make any money if we can't work as a team. So we're going to focus on building a team, and we're going to work together. And then they do a whole bunch of activities together. So again, I'm going to share it with you guys again. If you haven't read this book, this is one of my favorite books. I swear by this book. It is so good, you guys, and I hope it's super helpful. 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. Okay, next book. You guys know this. Some of you guys know this. A while back ago, I got a spray paint can of brown paint, and in my ugly office, it was ugly, now it's really cool looking, I spray painted on the wall, "Live like no one else." It was a message that I wanted to remind myself of every day I'm sitting at the desk. Am I going to live like no one else? You guys know who this is? Can you already tell? Can you tell by the edge of that face right there? Dave Ramsey. I got that quote from Dave Ramsey. Now, there's things I like about this guy and things I don't like about him, and I'll explain that. What I love about him is his influence had a massive impact, by the way, financial piece, had a massive impact on how I manage money. It really helped me to play the defensive game. How do you manage money in a way that stops bleeding money, wasting it, racking up debt, and always enslaved to someone else? How do you start actually saving up for your future? Really, really good. He hates credit cards. We took our credit cards. We went to lunch with the family. We bought a big fat lunch because we had plenty of money to do it from Amazon stores. We got out scissors and we cut up every single credit card. And we did that largely through the influence of this guy right here, Dave Ramsey. Now, the one thing I don't like as much about Dave Ramsey, again, this is not personal, I'm just very open, is I think he plays the defensive game well, but not the proactive game well. And since I read his books, I've met a lot of people at Charles Schwab and other places, who understand how to manage money. And they talk about actively investing in high risk, medium risk, and low risk, different kinds of funds, whether that's bonds, capital funds, new companies starting up, startups, as an angel capitalist. Like, there's so many different ways you can invest your money. Real estate, how it's long-term, a great plan, but you have to spend a whole lot. You don't make all that money back for several years unless you sell the house. And I began to realize there is an active way to make money a lot faster than he teaches. Now, if you live in America and you have a regular 9-to-5 job, and I don't mean that in a demeaning way at all, and you're in debt, you need to start with this book. This book is awesome. It motivated me to start driving for Uber, even though I hated it. I didn't like coming home at 3 a.m. every night with that guy right there, was the one guy there to greet me, and to pay money, to pay off debt, to pay off my car, so I could get to a point where I had enough for capital to really get out there and make money in Amazon. So thank you, Dave Ramsey, for that. Next book, Blue Ocean Strategy, Red Ocean, Blue Ocean. You guys heard of this book? I actually don't think it's written that well. I think they're way too detailed. Like, I think they overdo it, and they use a lot of corporate language, which I hate. I like more down-to-earth stuff. But having said that, this is a good book. This will make you rethink private label. It'll help you to not just focus on your competitors and try to be better than them. I believe there's Me Too products, then there's better than you products. Me Too products are terrible. Better than you products can work, but new product ideas that fulfill the needs of people are the best. And that's what we're going to be teaching you guys in China. So, Blue Ocean Strategy, this is a great book, you guys. This next one, it was given to me by Larry McInnes, one of our Just One Dime Warriors. He's doing an awesome job on his Amazon stores. I actually got to meet him in New York. He's become a true friend of mine. So for those of you guys who are part of Just One Dime, you know who Larry is. This guy is he's one of the most humble guys you've ever met. Like, truly a brother. He gave me this book in New York. So thank you, Larry. I love this book. It was compiled by Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is an entrepreneur himself, and he is famous for the 4-Hour Work Week. And he interviews people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and other very successful people. And you know, it's funny, the way Americans look at movie stars is how I believe I used to look at them. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions. Let me give you an example. So the other night, my wife and I, we went to the, what is it called? Austin. It's not Flick's Brew House. It's the other one. It's Alamo Cinema, the Austin Alamo Cinema. But you go in, you sit on a chair, they bring you food, they'll bring you a drink, you watch a movie. And we decided to watch the Skyscraper movie with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. And during the movie, I didn't think the movie was that amazing. It was interesting. It was pretty cool. But what really impacted me in the movie is I began to think about how hard Dwayne Johnson had to fight to become as physically fit as he is, to succeed like he has. Very much reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Both these guys weren't just into fitness. They're not just a bodybuilder. They work out because it's part of their identity and making themselves stronger and bigger and more successful, which results in other things. Like when Arnold Schwarzenegger first moved here from Austria, he was a bricklayer, and he just built and built and built. And today, through all of these trials and sufferings, he became governor of California. Like, how in the world did he do that? Because of principles that drive him, things that he believed. What my point is a star in Hollywood is not just someone who's looking for fame, who has an empty life, like a lot of people look at it. It is someone who worked their butts off to get there. They had to work harder than everyone else, and they suffered a lot along the way to get to that point. They really had a higher view of life than the average person, and the integrity and the discipline to get up at 4 a.m. and do it every single day until they saw those dreams fulfilled. It takes so much work to reach that kind of level. And that's what I respect about Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he really had an impact when I read his interview of him. I haven't read this whole thing. It's a tome. It's huge. It's really thick. You can work out with it. I'm going to work out with a book about Arnold Schwarzenegger. But this is a great book. There are so many gems in this book. I absolutely love it. And then this next book is really important for your business, guys. Like, you have to understand. Oh, wait, hold on. That's Piratology. Okay, that's my fun reading. You don't need that for your business. Cool. All right, guys. Well, hey, I hope that's been helpful to you. I am actually going to be doing the intro for today's workshop for Just One Dime. So if you're a Just One Dime member, I encourage you to go jump into that. It is already posted on Facebook. It is only for Just One Dime Warriors. I'm going to be specifically talking about how do you know what tools to trust. This is going to be a fun topic. Do I trust Jungle Scout? Amazal? Jod Toolbox? Helium 10? Viral Launch? Amaze Scout? Like, do I trust these? How do I know? How do I know who's honestly? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to be super, super transparent with you guys. It's going to be a fun conversation. Anyways, sorry I couldn't get to your questions today. I really wanted to share these books. Oh, really quick. One more thing I wanted to show you guys. I think you'll appreciate this. So this right here is what I use when I'm reading books at my desk. So if I'm not reading them as I'm falling to sleep, I'll be at my desk. See these two little black things here? You can put the book here, and I think you can imagine, just use your imagination, and you can see how it works. The book sits against here, and as it opens up, and how do I show this to you guys? Look, right here. As it opens up, one page goes here, and the other part goes here, and you just open the page and you stick it under there. It's awesome. Helps me to have good posture, and I can just sit there and read and take notes. And I love quotes, so I'll capture all those quotes and share them later on Instagram to motivate people and help them. Anyways, so I don't even know what the heck you call this thing, but it's got this cool thing in the back that like holds it up. Ugh, can't do this with my selfie stick. Anyways, guys, Warriors, if Just One Dime member, I will see you in 5 minutes to talk about what Amazon tools can you trust and what is Just One Dime's belief and philosophy on that, because that's a fun topic. All right, see you guys later. Have an awesome day. Keep going, you guys. Keep crushing it. Look out on YouTube. The interview with Dory Barr. He went from 0 to 2,000 revenue a week at 30% profit. So now he's doing $2,400 profit a month. He lives in Israel. He sells on Amazon.com. It talks about how he did it. My hope is that his story gives you hope if you're struggling. And Dory went through a lot of trials to get there, but he kept going. And now he is tasting the rewards because he decided he would get freaking obsessed about it. See you guys later. Bye.